Right then, let's have a look at the contract list.
Somi knows what one you need to do.
Oh, okay. What are we doing?
I think we're going to attempt to do living space. Because Pups had a quiet word with me and he said he's not skilled enough to do cabins anymore.
No, it was I'm traumatized by cabins still after making like 40 on one of the other maps.
So we need 2 cargo containers and 2 consumables delivered to where I am to do the living space mission.
Wait, all that says is 1 cabin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you have to make the cabins.
Right.
1 cabin for the construction site and 1 cabin for the scrapyard. So we need 2 cargo containers to make 2 cabins.
Okay, doke. So where are we
and
getting?
2 consumables.
Which we are getting from.
That's a great question, Paul.
That is a very good question, Paul.
Yeah.
So we don't know if there's a consequential that we need to do something before we can actually get a container, because...
I see. So we're not sure if there's a map that generates it yet.
Yeah, we're not sure from which site the
Cargo containers
are available from.
Consumables come from the railway terminal on Crossroads.
Right.
In a storage zone. There's no number, which implies they're infinite.
Yep.
What was the other one? Cargo something or other.
Cargo container is the priority, because we've not managed to successfully locate that yet.
What should be like hidden behind another one?
There's also consumables in the Institute warehouse.
MPS 81 months. Good grief. Thank you, sir. Well, I mean, the Harvest Corp map thing, are we convinced we've explored everything? Because there's a whole chunky section up north, though, where the wind turbines are that we can't see. So I'm just wondering if there's maybe something we've not uncovered yet. Have some milk in there. I like coffee milky. Villa Master, yes, indeed. There's some big numbers, but there are bigger ones on Twitch. Right. That's got potatoes on it. Trottus, thank you for 76 months. That's perfect, thank you. Is that the grinding of brain gears that I can hear?
Yes.
What, the deafening silence of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. man, it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
You found it at all, or not?
No, not yet.
Right, I'm going to start moving towards Crossroads then,
Right, okay.
since we know what that one is.
What are you going to Crossroads for, sorry? The consumables?
Yeah, down at the railway thing on the bottom left is,
Okay.
I presume they're one slot maybe?
Yeah, that should be a single slot.
Are you keyboard and mouse or controller? Crisps, I am using a wireless Xbox controller. I didn't realise those logs actually moved. Product placement, Captain Flint. Try the new wireless Microsoft Xbox controller, available in a variety of colours. As you can see here, I've gone for the mint.
But is it available in pink?
I don't know actually, Pups. You feel free to have a look at your favourite colour. I don't know a Steam controller. I've never had one, so... Is that the one without the sticks, where you have to stick your thumbs into weird rubbery things? Is that the Steam controller?
No idea.
Yeah, exactly, like two weird rubbery pads that you plunge your thumbs into. Can't really get on with them, but each to his own. I'd never like using a steering wheel in this game, Peter. I always find the controller much easier. I think the way my brain works is, if I'm first person, I'm happy to use the wheel. If I'm third person, I'd rather have a controller. I don't like first person steering wheel. Third person steering wheel.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't see any cutscene.
Oh.
Have you seen Truck Racing is coming to iRacing? I have not. I have not.
That's all we need in iRacing. First ring, now truck racing. What's next?
Are they cab overs, or are they like the American style trucks?
If it's racing, it should be cab overs, shouldn't it?
Oh, this is American company.
Fair point.
You do egregious. That is true. I feel like you just have greater awareness of what's going on around the truck when you're in third person. Plus, if it's a bumpy road, it actually makes you feel a little bit queasy in first person. I think we're going getting some consumables. I built my rack yesterday, Tommy, in the attic, server rack.
Oh right, okay.
It's for the batteries to go in. That was fun.
Oh.
It was like literally the worst instructions you've ever seen. It was a piece of A5 paper folded, and so you can imagine
paper folded, right?
Yeah, so an A4 paper is like
Yeah.
an A5, isn't it? So it was basically a folded A5 thing
Right.
with 6 steps to assemble a rack.
Bottom, side, front, back.
Yeah, but the point is there was like very little detail about what bolts, what screws, where things should go. You know what I mean? Like it just left it to you and just went, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure you know how to do this. And it was even wrong. Like it was going, use these M8 self-tapping screws on here. And you look at it and you're going, there's literally nowhere. There's nowhere to put these screws into, and there's no holes to receive them in. You have to use bolts. So the instructions themselves were wrong.
Right.
Anyway, got it all assembled, mounted 4 heavy-duty shelves onto it, and yeah, just waiting for the. Well, next week I'll bring the batteries up there, hoist the batteries up, and put them in there ready for the solar dude to come and cry about it.
Cool. Have you is your date changed? Is it still set? Was it the 7th I've got in my head?
The scaffolding goes up on Monday the 7th.
Yeah, that's the date I've got in my head.
The install is between the 9th and the 11th.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I don't think they'll be happy with me having extra batteries. I think they'll refuse to connect them. I think they'll probably say, well, you know, we're being paid to commission with a 5 kilowatt hour battery, and you'll have to do that yourself. I mean, it's easy to do. It's just, I'd like it if they did it, but I don't, you know, I totally understand if they don't want to, because they are monitored by a lot of external companies on how their installation performs. Like, does it perform what they said it will do? And so if I stick an extra battery in there, or they install an extra battery, that might skew all their results. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that needs to be part of the conversation with the installers, doesn't it? Because they might say, oh, it's monitored for a month or whatever.
Exactly.
I don't know how that works. Like,
You know?
you don't want to do anything to scupper their, you know, because if you do it and then it's like, you know, they leave, they turn up, or go, oh, Mr. Paul, this still isn't working very well. Like, you know, you don't want them to just turn up randomly, or not randomly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I always play the cup of tea card on them. Always. Did the same thing with the double glazing, Craig. Always play them with cups of tea, Twixes, chocolate biscuits. Like, always play that card. You know, just at the start, just play that card. Keep them on the good side so that when you say to them, oh, by the way. Time I get there, but nothing left of this truck. feels like there are not many missions in this that you kind of need 2 people for. Those seem like a lot of solo missions. Some of the other maps, you know, we've had some big holes where it's needed 2 or 3 of us.
I do agree with that. We've had rocket launches and everything, and this map's been...
I feel like they've done some low-hanging fruit approach on this map.
What they did, they thought of mine and Somi's traumatic experience and thought we'd make it a bit more relaxing.
It's global warming happening in Snowrunner. Looks like it. Like for 80 months, Eric. Thank you for 11 pod. And Teutonic Knight. Is that how you say it? Teutonic Knight? Thank you very much for subbing. I had to like decode your name for a second. Thank you for subbing with Prime. Pup sounds very relaxed. It sounds very asleep, doesn't it?
I'm not asleep. Just don't find this map stressful. I mean, I may be running in like 3.5 hours sleep, but...
Oh yeah, you went to bed at 4, didn't you? Tell us about that, Pups. Why did you go to bed at 4?
So we was all in Discord, like me and some of the other mob. We played some game, and then we watched some YouTube. And we left at like 1-ish. And then a certain YouTuber went live with their weekly podcast. And I stayed up to watch the podcast. Yes, Imp. Not Imp, Tom. I know.
Yes, Impenton. So, you left Discord at 1? Or did Tom leave at 1?
No, everyone started leaving around 1, so I went as well.
Right.
Matty was the first to drop. No, actually, Wiki Tom was, then Matty.
And you stayed up till 4. Like, the way you tried to paint that then was that it was kind of the fact that you was with the mods, but actually, you was only with the mods till 1. The other 3 hours is entirely on you.
Yeah, but Tom, to be fair, you did say, oh, I'm heading off now, I'm tired, and you went to bed. I'm not just going to sit in a Discord room by myself.
Alright, it's definitely consumables I want, right?
Yes.
I can bring 3. Do we need 3? Can we store them in that thing? We can, can't we? We can unload 3 into that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah? Something?
You can store them in it, Paul.
Sorry, were you talking to me then, Paul?
Well, when I say sommy, generally I am.
Do you know... So, Pups didn't go to bed until 4 a.m, and I woke up at 4 a.m. So between the two of us, we don't quite make a full person. I'm in current process of watching a YouTube video to try and figure out where these cargo containers are from, and I was focused on the audio from that and not the audio from you. So I do sincerely apologise. What was your question, sorry, Paul?
I can bring 3 consumables. I don't know how many we need, but I think the place we drop them off will just eat them anyway, won't it?
Well, yeah, we need 2 for this, but I think there's extra extra cabins that are required for other places at other points.
Right.
Yeah, but Hannah, if I was already awake, why would I go to sleep just to wake up to watch it? It's not like I woke up like certain people for an F1 race. That didn't start till like 3 hours after, and I could just sleep into my normal time.
Yeah, but he didn't know it was going to start till 3, and neither did Hannah. I can't remember if Hannah did it or not.
Yeah, Hannah did wake up.
But that was never part of the plan, was it?
Yeah, but common sense, Paul, just says watch it when you get up.
They want to be there. They want to be first, so they can be on social media going, wah, 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 wah.
Sleep is underrated, Hannah. Like, staying awake is like where it's at. You get so much more done when you're awake.
See, why does Not Slammer purge? Brew Hits is a sub, and it purges it for capital letters, and it's literally an emote. It doesn't make any sense.
Paul, we've had this discussion many times, right? And we've tried to
It's an
See,
emote, though.
I know, but it's because it's one of those better Twitch TV emote things.
It doesn't recognise it as a...
Yeah, it doesn't actually register it as an emote.
One day, I think, technology will just work.
What?
Can you
But
imagine
what
that
happens
day?
if I need to turn it on and off again? That's the best part of technology.
What happens when they stop giving you on and off switches on technology and you can't turn it off and on again?
Turn it off at the fuse ball.
And then
Just
it's got a
turn your
built-in
whole house
battery and
off.
it keeps going, ha ha ha, you can't turn me off.
I'm old as well, Hannah.
Old is relative.
It is merely a number.
If a 7-year-old talks to a 5-year-old, the 5-year-old say, you're old. Doesn't make them
I
old.
am old.
Or
Summer.
could you jump to the garage in Heartland, please? Now, this is going to sound kind of wacky, and once again, been awake since 4 a.m.
The garage.
Is that your excuse for the whole day?
Yeah, this is I'm going to start nearly every sentence with, I've been awake since 4.
The village garage. What do you want me to do, though?
Just jump to the garage and drag a truck out and park where it says special delivery.
So that you can jump into it, presumably.
No. One step at a time, Paul. One step at a time. Any truck, doesn't matter which truck, just a truck.
Yeah, I'm
How do
picking
you-
my favourite trucks.
How do you know I'm younger than you, though? You don't know how old I am.
So just go into that box and click start contest.
Oh, don't tell me it's bugged.
He's probably trying to get an achievement. That's what somebody does.
Oh, yeah, just like Factorio, innit?
I haven't had 50 hours in the last 2 weeks. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Special delivery, accept.
Accept. Thank you very much. Right, just wait there a second.
Coffee number 1, please.
Oh yeah, I've been looking at coffee makers this week.
That's a slippy slope, that is.
Well, do you know what happened? It's all your fault.
Oh!
So,
I love when you go down this road, Sam.
Just wait, right?
Oh.
So about, I don't know, 8 weeks ago, took partner out for breakfast and I ordered an oat milk latte. And she was like, oh, that sounds interesting. What are you doing? And it was like, well, because I've been to Paul's, he made me an oat milk latte and it tastes really nice. She tried it and she doesn't like coffee. So she agreed that it was really, really nice. And
Wait,
said,
I backtrack though. She doesn't like coffee, but she found an oat milk latte really nice.
Yes, exactly. So this was this phenomenon I wasn't quite, you know, a part of. So this was that process, right? So part of this whole thing, when she then went out with a friend 2 weeks ago, they went to like a posh cafe place and they had oat milk latte. So she had one. And she came home and told me that she specifically went into a shop and ordered an oat milk latte.
And you nearly fell off your seat.
And I nearly fell off my seat and said, well, if you want an oat milk latte whenever you want, we need a coffee machine.
I like your play. I like your play.
So, and you can go really full hand with it and go to the extent that you've gone.
Yeah.
And I haven't had no as an answer,
What?
which is actually a yes in my book.
Wow.
So it's your fault.
Wow.
Do you like that train of thought? Anyway, could you restart your contest, please?
Restart it. Okay.
Definitely sounds like the game's bugged. What Samy's making you do.
No, it sounds like he's chasing an achievement. And I'm the guinea pig.
You just wait till he gets it on his Switch, Paul, because it's out now on Switch.
Yeah. So I can't confirm or deny I went round the parents' place last night, and my brother and his nephew happened to have a Switch, and I asked if I could borrow it for 10 minutes, and they may have downloaded the demo and was playing Factorio on their Switch.
I don't get the point though. Like,
No, and the control input is really awkward, and for that reason alone, I might not be buying one.
No.
yeah, but can you even add blueprints to that game? Because normally you
don't
copy
know.
and paste it from the because they're like massive.
I didn't get that far, mate. Literally, it was demo, and it was like limited thing. Right, thanks, Paul. I've got 2. I don't know how many times we actually have to do this. So
Wait, how did you what?
there's 2 containers in the store of the warehouse.
How? How?
Like I said, I've been up since 4 a.m., mate. It doesn't make sense.
So the game is completely bugged, and you starting
Yeah.
a contest and restarting the
No.
contest fixes the bug.
No, Paul needs to start the contest because when I start it, I don't get the cargo container.
You know, I was paying so little attention that I've forgotten which map or which truck I was even in.
You were in a twin steer,
wasn't.
5600 TS.
I wasn't in a twin steer.
The Western Star.
I had a crane on the back with a flatbed.
Yeah, Western Star 1500 TS, wasn't it?
Well, that's not a twin steer, then, is it?
It is a twin steer.
Well, twin steer is a completely different thing. I'm sure a twin steer is the big, long
International
rig truck.
Bay Star 5600 TS is what you're looking for.
Yeah, but that doesn't say twin steer, does it? So you're confused.
It is a twin steer.
Tired.
See,
Don't-
this is a twin steer, right?
Yeah, but that's called a twin steer, but they are both twin steers. Don't start, all right?
Don't confuse him, please.
It was a side-loaded for Switch. What? Was it side... What are you on about? That's not helping me.
No, it
Seriously.
wouldn't have been side-loaded for Switch.
Weren't
It's
you on the
officially out
Institute
on
map, Paul?
Switch.
I can't remember. I didn't pay any attention.
No, you were on Crossroads, weren't you? You were on the Crossroads
I
map.
thought it was on Institute. Oh,
No, it was. I think he's on the Crossroads map.
Oh my god, nobody knows where I was. It's not just me then. It's not just me that hasn't got a clue where I was.
Pups don't even know what we're doing. How are we meant to know what you're doing as well?
Well, this is your fault. You have to bail me out of this.
It's gonna be a fun day.
Was it the Paystar? I think it might be the
Yes,
Paystar.
Paystar 5600 TS.
See,
Yeah.
we know what truck you is in.
TS stands for Turbo Sound.
There you go. Yeah,
No, it
the
doesn't.
The TS does stand.
It stands for Turbo Sound because it's a lovely sounding engine.
I agree, Paul. It does stand for turbo sound.
Oh. So Paul. So basically, your fault. I've been playing Factorio since 4 a.m.
It's
Your fault that I need to buy a coffee machine. And
Okay.
What else can I pin on you for this week's activities?
It's my fault I woke up at 4 o'clock to play Factorio.
Well, I woke up at 3:57 and I was so awake it was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep, so I might as well go and play Factorio. Was literally the thought process.
The Factorio and Switch is official. It's not side-loaded onto the Switch.
Trucker Bill, thank you for 22 months. Don't forget the clocks go back. Oh, how can I forget? Benno, thank you for 76 months. And thank you for gifting us up to Aussie Nightmarish Persona. That's a scary name. Whiteland, thank you for 111 months. Tier 3. Thank you, sir. 111 Club. Gil's already in it. Parkston Docker, 68 months. Extra hour in bed hype. Yeah.
Oh, it was funny seeing the viewers work out why the schedule had different times on this week.
Oh, we had fireworks. I was literally lying in bed, and at midnight we had fireworks going off, so that was nice.
I had fireworks going off at 3 a.m, Paul.
Yep.
I figured that out though, so I've had fireworks for like coming up 3 months now. Right, and it's still 2 months to New Year. So I'm gonna have fireworks for like half the year.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Mrs. Squirrel said that last weekend, I think it was last weekend, was Diwali or something like that. So
What, mate?
I think it's an
Diwali.
Asian Diwali, an Asian celebration. So they might have been setting fireworks off for that. This weekend is because it's a week before firework weekend, so everybody sets them off early. Next weekend is firework weekend. And then the week after that is, oh, I went and bought some discounted fireworks after November the 5th, so I'm setting them off. So yeah, we literally for the next 3 weeks we will get this.
Yeah,
Does Chelmsford get littered with pop-up firework shops?
outside of Chelmsford, yeah, there's always signs saying buy discounted fireworks here. Some guy in a
just
container,
like container. Yeah, that's fair enough.
imported from China, making some money. Yeah.
I just don't want fireworks for like half the year.
Since
Oh,
you
no,
have
I
your
for-
containers now, no harm saying it looks like there is a production site in Heartland that makes cabins from fuel.
It's the place Sammy said when we started.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I towed the generator there.
Yeah. But in order to get the containers, I had to do the double flip with Paul. And if you were on your own, that would be so painful to do.
Right. Parkston Docker, thanks 68. GCFC, thank you for 74.
I did have a quick look through Pups, and on the missions, is that what they're called? On the contracts, I couldn't find any more requirement than just 2 containers. Whether there's a task for a container or not, I don't know. But there's going to be 2. Me and Paul need 2 cabins, and we've got 2 containers. So
Yes,
if
that
you
does
want
2
to have a look through and see if we need any more cabins, me and Paul can obviously just quickly spawn in the cargo
let me
containers and
have
just
a
leave them in here. But I couldn't see any in the contract.
I'm just having a look now. Chicken coop, nothing.
Yeah, but in Singapore they behave themselves. Oh, thanks for that hitbox game.
I don't see any more either, Sammy.
Cool.
I've forgotten what I was doing.
Yeah, not that we're double checking each other's work today, just because it's like.
I've remembered what I'm doing.
But yeah, so I found a coffee machine that has an app, and you can press make when you're laying in bed, which I think sounds like the best idea yet.
Sounds like a gimmick.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where
Now
it's
I
like,
need a
you know, I
coffee
can turn,
machine.
like you, I can turn my shower on when I'm in bed. I think the requirement for a coffee rather than a shower much outweighs the theory, so I think I need an app-controlled coffee machine. I think it just needs to happen.
You're not going to have like warm oat milk sat in there all night though.
No, because it has a little the milk the automatic milk frother that comes with this particular model has like an insulated mug thing. So obviously, as long as the milk is cold when it goes in, it froths it and steams it and puts it into the cup while you're laying in bed.
Fair enough.
I haven't bought one yet, Bigfooty. It's still very. I'm a bit like Paul, where I spend 18 months researching it, and then by the time I finish researching it, there's a newer model. So
I can't tell you how many hours I spent looking for a rack.
How many hours
Yeah.
did you spend, Paul?
Many. Because
How
I
many
didn't
is
want to
many?
screw up, like, honestly. And I'm glad I did at the end, because, you know, when you sort of reflect on things and you go back and check things, there's like an extra consideration that you didn't think about, and you're like, oh, I'm good job
So-
I didn't order this, because
So other than the requirement to hold, you know, a 20-kilo battery, what added features does this rack require to have?
well, the main thing is, like, obviously the width and the depth and the height being the biggest consideration. And then
Yeah.
if you need heavy duty casters, so some of the racks don't come with that, some of them you can buy extra.
Do you feel the need to have it on casters though?
I could have put it on standing legs, but I figured when those batteries are in there, this is not something that you can move. Like, you'd literally have to rip everything out to move it, even an inch. Like, it would be a real struggle. I just thought heavy duty casters mean you can just move it to the side if you
When
need
you
to
lay in
get
bed and
access to
tell
the
the
door or
coffee
whatever.
machine to make a delicious
So you
latte
think that
and
there's
then
gonna be-
realise after a few minutes you forgot to place a mug to fill.
Well, if he does that, Valesi, then he deserves coffee all over him.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. That'd be one of those typical things where I think there's a cup underneath it and the partner's moved it.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of things that they often don't tell you, like how thick is the metal that they've made it from, right? Because some of the racks, like the one I got, are 1.2 mil thick metal, so they're quite strong.
Yeah.
They're very sturdy. They're built to carry heavy stuff. Many others are just designed to carry IT equipment, so they're 0.9 mil, like they're
Yeah,
flimsy.
a 1U 19-inch switch that weighs less than a kilo. Yeah.
So there are things like that often it's hard to find the information. They just don't tell you. They don't tell you the load rating of the rack. They don't tell you the load rating of the shelf. There's lots of things like that. Then there's some supply side of it, like who's got all the different bits that I need, so I just have to pay for delivery. And
So,
then,
so are you hoping that the guys that are installing this going to leave like a big tail on the battery output, so that you can actually move it then? Because surely if it's pinned to the wall, you aren't going to get that much movement.
yeah, well, there's got to be a cable from the inverter to the first battery, which is the one they have to do. So
Yeah.
that's, if I didn't have a rack, they'd have to sit that on the floor. So there's probably
Yeah.
going to be like at least a 1 meter cable. So if I then move that battery to the top of a rack, that 1 meter cable, I should be able to
Will
move the
have
rack.
a little bit of a dip in it. Yeah.
I should be able to move it half a meter or something if I need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, and then I nearly got the height wrong. I nearly ordered a 20U rack, thinking, oh, I'll get space for an extra battery just in case. And then later realised that the horizontal beam,
Yeah,
where
a 20U rack won't fit in
Won't
the
fit, and
allocated space. Yeah.
I have, I think, 100 centimeters of height to play with, and my rack is just 99 and a bit.
Wow.
So it's literally on the limit.
So did you say you got the rack constructed in the place where you wanted it then? You
It's
did say that, right?
constructed. It's not in the place yet. I need to move some stuff up.
Oh, okay.
I'll do that next week.
Was it a pleasant experience putting it together in the loft then?
Having a nice floor to do it on certainly made a huge difference,
Cool.
because I had all the area in the middle to do it. So yeah, it was pretty okay. Even with the winch though,
Cool.
like those things are quite heavy to get all that stuff up there. Even with the winch, it was made of a breeze, you know.
Yeah, I'm so going to rip that off.
It is useful. You don't use it very often, but my God, it's useful
Yeah.
when you do. Right, loading. I just want to make sure I get this right here.
You need to go unloading.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not paying attention. There we go. Unloading cargo. 3 available. Let's go.
Right, and if you wait where you are...
See you later, Wanless Wizard. Killer Fragzilla, thank you for 5 years. Happy anniversary. And Andy, thank you very much for 77 months tier 3.
Right, you should be at a loader cabin.
Dear cabin. Not onto the loading platform, onto my truck. Thank you very much. Woo. Right then, so we're just going down the road with this. Does it need
And
two?
then one's going to the construction site, which is past the garage, and
Yep.
one's going to the scrapyard, and I don't really care which one you want to do.
Well,
I was
I'm a bit beaten up on my truck, so I'm just going to go down the road. Even though I could actually go and get a repair on the way.
So you're going to the construction site.
Yep, down the road.
I will go to the scrapyard then.
How do I like this game, Lowbar? I've got quite a lot of hours in it, so I must be enjoying it. Although at times it can drive you crazy.
Don't know what you're on about.
It drives me crazy. Fine young cannibals. Does the items you deliver upgrade the locations? Some missions they will, this one I don't know. How many hours do I have in it, Himpo? I don't know if Epic displays that anywhere, does it?
Yes, it does, but you can't be in the game and look at your hour count at the same time because the Epic launcher is Epic.
So I don't know is the answer.
And it doesn't display it like Steam in hours, it does it in days.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, days, hours, minutes,
Good
seconds.
concept.
Yeah, especially since it goes days, hours, minutes, and seconds.
Sugar Glider Dude, thank you for gifting a sub to Himper and Air Scotland. Welcome back, guys. And Slowball. Tootsie, 57 months. Look, Mum, I'm on TV.
Living space is the contract you need to track if you've forgotten.
I was just tracking it.
Woohoo! More experience for them.
I still don't get why they haven't upped that.
It doesn't make any sense that they've just left it at level 30, does it? Even if there's like no unlocks, just allow it to carry on.
But yeah, so as far as I'm aware, the devs are aware that this mission is currently bugged, and the only way of doing it is the way that we've just done it, which is that you have to trigger the special delivery in that corner, drive up there to grab the cabin, which is next to where the loading site is, move it into the loading site, drive back, restart the contract, and do that twice.
Wasn't there like a big update? Surely they could have patched that.
I don't know if it was patched. When I tried to do that, it wouldn't work, which is why I had to get you to do it.
Wasn't updated on the patch notes.
Yeah, so that's for reference if anybody wants to know how we then did that. If you're
I
stuck.
think they were dealing with a more game-breaking bug where hard mode wasn't working properly.
But yeah, special delivery is the contest that you need to in order to spawn the cabins.
Some air. Let's do chicken coop.
Chicken coop? I thought you were calling me a chicken then. Brr.
Metal rolls and medium planks.
You'll be buying them next and blaming Paul.
So
What, a chicken?
Yeah.
No, because you see, the chicken thing, I've already had this out. Because I'm quite prepared to have a chicken. I'm even prepared to have a pig. But the concept is that it will end up on the dinner table at some point, and it's not a pet. And everybody in my family has gone, no, you can't do that. So that's pretty much that, signed, sealed, and delivered, really.
I think that's a great idea, though.
Well, if I was to have a pet, I would literally call the chicken like Nugget or something like that. And if I had a pig, I would literally call it like bacon or sausage, you know? Just
It's like Clarkson's Farm all over again.
Well, it's this concept of it's getting to the point where people have these farmyard animals as domestic pets, and they're not that link between a childhood. Oh, that's actually where bacon comes from. You know, isn't a thing. So that's why I would do it for educational purposes. That doesn't make me sound twisted and bitter and a bit of a crazy.
Educational purposes. That's a bit got me.
What are you thinking, Paul? Are we taking twin steers up there for metal? So the four. Are we just staying in these? Cool.
Well, hang on. Doesn't it say? Was that the one that said Crane recommended or not?
Well, 2 medium planks is going to be 4 slots on their own, and they're not on this map. And the 4 metal rolls would be 4 slots. So,
we can do the metal rolls up the road.
Yeah. Do you want to take these trucks, or do you want to swap into just a 2-slotter?
Well, these are 2 slots.
Well, they're 3 slotters. So I'm saying, do you want to take these, or do you want to do something?
I'm
different?
okay with these, unless you specifically want a different truck.
No, I'm alright. I'm good.
Do we need to take anything to the place up there to make them?
I don't think so, but we'll find out.
Or is it just fuel?
I think it's just fuel. So we could. Do you want to? Oh no, because damn.
I mean, if you ever do get that like pig for educational purposes, because could I try some of your educational bacon?
You could.
Because it is for education after all.
As long as you're prepared to slice it yourself, Bubs.
Yeah.
For education.
Well, this is the point. It's just like I say, the partner has wanted a pig for years, And it's like, look, you can have a pig. I have no problems with you having a pig. The only thing is when it gets to November, it will be going off to the merry little farm to be made into bacon, sausages, and pork joint for Christmas. Like, that's it.
All for educational purposes, remember.
I almost feel like I want to buy a chicken now just so I can call it Nugget.
Have you never thought of that?
No,
Like,
I might call one Sandwich.
well, exactly. Like any of those sort of endearing names of, you know, it just makes the whole association by default, you know.
Yeah,
All for
here's
educational purposes.
the concept of having to buy a chicken 2 years before you think you might be hungry. It's an interesting one.
Well, I have a friend that genuinely, and I'm not making this up, has 4 chicken pets because they no longer lay eggs. So he literally feeds them for no reason.
I'll turn that into a roast dinner.
But he's not allowed from his wife to make it into a dinner. And that's like, no. So essentially what you've done is taken 4 things that are meant to make eggs. They've stopped making eggs and now they are just pets. And he went, yeah, don't remind me. Like...
I do want to try some of your educational bacon.
This is the wrong place, isn't it?
Does the gen need turning on?
Probably.
Ooh, we can't hook up with these, can we?
Yeah. Oh, the gen's on my screen.
Yeah, but the only thing it makes is a consumable.
No, it doesn't. You brought consumables here. So what does it need to make
No
that
energy in the
tab?
zone. It's not on. It's just not
Well,
on.
it's now on my screen, so we'll see if I turn it off on my screen that it will come on yours.
No. Can't generate anything.
No, hang on. Right, so you have now caught up and it's turned off. If I turn it on, is it turning on?
Negative go. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Bacon pipes, cabin, metal beans, metal rolls. 1, 2. No fueling generator, and we need 4 of them. Yay!
Oh, great. I knew that was going to happen.
Yay! It's alright, there's a
Okay,
garage
actually-
down the road though. But
Yeah, but you can't spawn a trailer in because...
Just grab like the big ass off and then put the fuel tank on the back.
there's a trailer store up the road.
Yeah, but that path north is a pain. So just spawn a truck in with a tank on the back, please.
On the garage.
Yeah.
Just come back in.
You could possibly bring your big cat tanker out. Because we haven't seen that display.
No. Whee! Armadillo!
I was bringing the armadillo out.
I remember when you came up with that now.
Let's go! He's not been out at all in this play session.
He looks so happy to be out, Paul. Look at him. He's like, look, Mum, I'm free.
But yeah, so don't get me wrong, I'd love to have a cow, but that's just
Cow?
too much land, yeah. Well, if given the
pig to a cow.
given the choice of a roast, given the choice of roast beef, roast pork, and roast chicken, I would go roast beef. So,
Do you know
for
what?
that to be a
I'm
fulfilling
going to some
fantasy-
ostriches and have some ostrich eggs. Just why? All for educational purposes. You know what I'm saying?
I have alpacas up the road. Does that count?
Sure, so. On top of that, I might have some alligator for some alligator meat, just for educational purposes.
You
I
don't
would-
fancy
I would
getting an owl, get an owl sandwich like Pup. It's specialist.
But yeah, so like I say, I would have a chicken, but
I'm not
once
allowed.
once it stops laying eggs, it's on the dinner table, and
Just
nobody in my
no,
family
I've
is
got a plan
prepared.
for that, so mate. Just wait for one cold winter's night, and then go out in the morning and be like, oh,
Look what
what's
happened. It
happened.
lost its head. How did that happen?
No, I would be sympathetic. Like it would have to be like a month of not laying an egg, right? I wouldn't be completely heartless, but it would be a case of when it stopped laying eggs, it would be on the dinner table.
for educational purposes. See, that's your argument there, Sammy. Just stick
Well,
with
no,
the
'cause-
educational purposes.
That the partner is entertaining, and part of entertaining is having small people come around like puppies, and
Aw.
when that happens, you have children turn up, and it's like, Oh, what's the name of your chicken? Oh,
Jeff.
Nugget. Nugget. Nugget is a perfect name for a chicken.
Then your grandkids go outside to see the chickens to find out there ain't any more.
Yeah, what do you think you just ate for your dinner? You know, that's how that works.
Scar them for life.
Well, no, it's not scarring, is it?
It is in these day and age, Sammy.
No, because it's... Oh, well...
I call my chicken Nando.
You see, Nando is a brilliant name. Nugget, Sandwich, and Nando, I think, is
It's called
three
KFC at this point.
fantastic chicken names.
Mr. Himper, thank you very much for gifting 2 subs. Welcome, guys. And Sugar Glider Dude, thank you for gifting another one to Cookie. Can I attach this?
You shouldn't need to. You should just be able to open up the refuelment.
Yeah, so if you don't park it there, because we won't ever be able to turn it back on. Did you just take the fuel out of your truck rather than the tank?
Always chooses your own truck by default. It's so annoying.
Because he's tired, Sammy. He doesn't know what he's doing today.
Yeah, see, Peri Peri, I think, is also a very good name for a chicken.
Just call it KFC. Just be honest with yourself.
You could call it Kentucky Fry, couldn't you? Or call one Kentucky and one fry.
And one chicken.
Yeah. Well, no, you wouldn't call a chicken chicken, would you?
Why
That's
not?
How that works. Like tender
chicken.
Tender chicken. I like that.
Tender chicken.
Tender.
I think this is good. This is, you know, I'm going to put this to the partner and see what she thinks.
Just clip this part of the stream, Sammy.
Could you do like coronation as well, or is that just too much of a posh name?
Coronation, it'd have to dress appropriately, wouldn't it?
Well, put a little crown on it.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie from back in the day, Chicken Run's going to become a reality in Sammy's back garden, isn't it?
Well, I would have a chicken pie factory, mate, if I could fit it in the garden.
Yeah, but then the chickens like build a plane. I actually watched Chicken Run like 4 days ago.
Would dinner be an appropriate name for a chicken, or is that
I
just going
think it
taking the
would.
literal too far, you know?
No, I think like you're getting straight to the point.
So you would call a chicken dinner, so that when the kids come over, oh, there's dinner. Bye, dinner.
Call one Christmas. Call
Yeah,
one
see?
big chicken or turkey Christmas.
Well, you see, I would have to...
Call one New Year. You've got it like sauce.
See, if I had the pig, I would probably call it Christmas. I just got a flat tyre from nothing.
You could call it burger, chicken burger.
On the way to that place, I took a load of damage from random nothing.
Oh, I haven't actually got a spare wheel on this truck.
We're coming up to a trailer store though, so we can always sort it out. I think we are.
Yeah, there's a trailer store up there, isn't there?
Well, you're telling me that bridge we put in's not helping you?
This bridge is amazing, mate.
One we spent like an hour doing just to find out it did nothing.
What are you on about? Put a tree down here.
That's not this one, is it?
Is it this one?
No, I don't think that's this one.
Or whether it was that one or not, it did nothing. I really want to try some of your educational bacon now, so you got to make this
Education,
happen.
mate.
See, and then if you really wanted to get adventurous, you could get a horse and copy copy what Tesco did.
I know I live in the country, mate, but I think you're taking this a bit too far, mate.
What?
Like I say, if I can't have a cow, I can't have a horse, can I? I mean, come
Why
on.
not?
See, chickens... Wow, random damage. Chickens won't be that popular with the neighbours, though, because they do make quite a bit of noise.
Well, there's one way to solve that, isn't there, Paul?
Send them.
Get rid of the neighbours.
That's your excuse, Sammy. Get it as a pet, and then say, sorry, the neighbours have complained. We've had to take care of it. Why would you call a pig Rosie?
I think my cousin would take offence to that.
What, calling the pig Rosie?
I have a cousin, Rosie.
Oh, I was going to say. not saying it's but for a pig. But yeah, you could like have a pig and a horse and make Tesco burgers, something.
You're repaired up.
You can chuck some fuel in as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's go.
Pig equals bacon seed. I like it. I like it. Is this actually a working fuel station?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because you woke up at 4 o'clock.
3:57.
Sorry. I apologise.
It was one of those mornings where it just like, yeah, I'm not going to go back to sleep, so.
I used to work with a guy who used to get rescue chickens like that come out of battery farms.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were still laying like an egg every other day. So he'd get some
Yeah.
eggs from them. But he used to just basically put them in the garden, let them have a nice life. He said, but it costs an absolute fortune on chicken feed.
Yeah, no, I would do the same thing. I genuinely would. I wouldn't, get a, I would do a rescue situation. I wouldn't just, buy a chicken for the sake of doing it, It's the same as if I was to, like, ever have a dog, I think I would do rescue rather than a puppy type thing, Although I know you get rescue puppies, don't get me wrong, it's just...
Sorry! There's a contract right to deliver stuff to a warehouse, and the stuff you get that you have to deliver is like 2 meters away from the delivery point in another warehouse.
Really?
Yeah, so keep refrigerated. Whew.
Just realised that I was blindly following Paul and I haven't actually checked if this is what we're meant to be doing. I mean, I'm sure you're right, Paul, but still.
Oh.
Did the trailer legs just...
Yeah, it just,
the
legs disappeared and it just dropped. We're doing chicken coop, so we're going down to chicken coop.
And do you know, literally five minutes ago, I wondered how we got from the conversation of a rack for batteries to chickens, and I forgot that the mission was called Chicken Coop.
Is this the mission where we put the bridge, or is this the mission where we still need to do the bridge?
Say that again, sorry?
This bridge here. Is that the one where we drop the stuff off to make it better? Or
I think. Yeah, it looks like it
needs to do this.
Because it put logs underneath, if I remember correctly. I can't do any more missions because they're all locked, so I'm just going to get stuff ready for the keep refrigerated.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is hidden behind like this and a different one.
Yeah, that one and keep refrigerated. I'm just on my way to grab the vehicle spare parts. And then the metal beams are actually where they need to be delivered, so I can just stay on this map and get it sorted while you finish that.
I love how that excavator is just parked there for the pure and simple reason of not letting you cut the corner.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, thanks, game.
That was a connected tree, wasn't it?
Yeah, we laid a bridge, but we just left a tree across it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the reason they did that for was to save costs. They didn't want to take the old one away.
Well, that was a very pleasant crossing. I think you boys did really well there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The fact that there's, a quarter of a mile of mud either side has got nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Yeah, I think without those logs, it would have been quite deep water.
Yeah.
Some weird terrain, though. What is this? Just a company or a random outpost?
Don't know, it's just to wind you up that there isn't actually fuel there, eh?
Oof, that sounded bad.
Yeah, it's because I decided to travel on the path less travelled.
And
So
found a
of course
rock.
yeah, of course it rewarded me with 13 damage to a tyre, just because I wasn't on the path that it wanted me to be on.
Barnsey, thank you very much for subbing with Prime. Welcome, Barnsey. It's frustrating how in single player you can just skip night, but in multiplayer you can't. I don't see why you can't.
Well, it's not exactly difficult, is it?
Yeah, the host skips time, and then the host says to all the other players, oh, this is the time of day, and they go, okay.
Yeah, but this game doesn't have the host as the master, you know that, Paul.
It's a strange thing. You can skip night even in multiplayer. Wait, when did they change that? 1 second. Skip time. That work?
It's updated on your screen. Press it again.
Oh, it's changed.
Not for me. Oh, there you go.
What?
That's new.
When did they add that? D3, that's never been in the game,
That was
ever.
that major patch that they put in.
Is that a recent change? Season 8.
Yeah, so this one.
Did anybody read that in the patch notes?
Nope.
I didn't even see it in the patch notes.
It took them 8 seasons to allow you to do that. Now the question is this field going to be one of those ha-ha-ha fields?
No, it's not.
You never saw that in the notes yourself, handy to know. Indeed.
I'm sorry, I normally read the patch notes and bug fixes that come around.
Here we are. We're at Sommy's chicken coop.
For his educational chickens.
Yeah. He's building a chicken school. Right, where do we need to go for the planks then?
Where I am, the airport,
Yeah, according to this, the airport.
which I'm just leaving.
Makes sense that they've got to be air freighted in, right? We're going to need a full fuel stop at some point.
There's a fuel station up at the airport.
Oh, so
If you can make it there.
if we can make it there.
If you drive past me, I can give you some fuel because I'm just topped up. I don't know whereabouts you are relative to where I am.
We are at the chicken coop.
Yeah, but I don't know where the chicken coop is.
Southeast of you. Do you shredded wheat thing?
Go away.
I saw Plate Up was on sale on Steam for 20% off.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it's like $12.50 or something, I think.
Oh, they did an update to that recently. They added Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I was considering picking that up.
It's a bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah, no more than Factorio though, right?
I'd say it's not as bad as
Debatable.
Factorio, but
Just remember to take a save back up if you save every time you start around. Yes, because that's all you need in that game, Imp.
diners set fire to their table when they leave. Can you imagine?
Would you two like some fuel?
I have no idea where you are.
You should see me.
Oh, there you are. Why, have you got fuel?
I've got 350 litres, but I'm only going down the road.
Well, just give me, like, a splash and send me a splash. Should be good.
Yeah, I've got 85, so...
Can you reach from there or not? Probably not. You stay there.
No, because I don't have an option to refuel any of you yet.
There you go.
Thanks!
Like chicks. Like, feed me, feed me.
Thanks.
Leave me alone, okay? I gave you fuel, what more do you want?
You have to try the new update of Generation Zero with the new missions for Russian drones. You now drive a motorcycle in the game.
I'm pretty sure we had this discussion like 2 weeks ago and it turned out you've never actually played that game.
I can't remember if it's the game that I looked at but never... I don't even think I own it, but I'm not sure.
No,
That's-
you don't own it. I
No,
remember
Yeah.
looking.
But I feel like there's somebody that wants me to play it.
Yeah, but Paul, the question is, are you going to play Outlast 2?
Bees! Uh-oh.
What? Paul, what did they ever do to
Oh,
you?
well, look what they've done. What did they ever do to me? Let me tell you,
What?
Pups. They refused to let me leave. That's what they did to me.
Wow, Paul.
Do you need a hand, or...?
No.
Just wow.
Right, owl killer.
I didn't kill the owl. It was a rabbit.
Rabbit
Well,
killer.
the rabbit killed the owl.
No, the rabbit died and the owl is still alive.
No, the rabbit, air quotes, died.
It did. It was fine in the morning, and of an evening it wasn't.
1 minute it was okay, and the next minute it was dead, Your Honour.
That's how it was. It's not my fault.
I was on my own in the house. I was looking after all the pets, and the rabbit mysteriously died.
It did.
And I have nothing to do with it.
I didn't.
It's not due to my action or lack thereof, Your Honour.
I fed it and
It
watered
just
it.
died of natural causes. It would have happened anyway.
Give it a post-mortem. It was not on a stove.
Did it fall down the stairs? Did the rabbit fall down the stairs?
How? It wasn't even in the house, so how could it fall down the stairs?
Well, you might have little steps in the hutch.
Oh.
It died and then it fell into a pot with some potatoes. I don't know how it happened, Your Honour.
Actually, it was buried.
Very tasty and very sweet.
It was buried in gravy.
No. I honestly think the chat stressed me out more than this game lately.
This is gonna end badly.
Yeah, we're fine.
No, that's alright.
I didn't even kill it.
Well, you didn't keep it alive though, did you?
I fed it and I watered it daily. No, we have not watched that movie yet because Paul said it has to be watched in December.
Which
I
one?
watched it.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched this since the end of in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I
you
think
were gonna
intentionally?
post it, wasn't you, Paul?
Yeah, I think I watched it on, I want to say it was either Monday or Tuesday.
What, like you literally, it wasn't just on, you just went out of your way
Yeah.
to watch it.
No, I have it as one of my Amazon movies, so I just
In
put it on.
October.
Yeah, in the background. I watched it like last month as well in September.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, just focus on your educational chickens and pigs, Sammy.
They don't need to be educational. I'm just telling you that that would be part of my justification. for
Sammy.
having them. Oh, I heard that.
Well, that was the plan, but then Dave said we have to bring stuff like.
Right, can
food
I
and
ask you,
drink.
Paul? Do you want me to go and deliver mine? Because I'm exactly halfway between where I need to be and where you are.
No,
so do you
come
want me
back.
to come back to get you,
Yeah,
or
come
go
back.
and deliver this first?
Come back, I'm more important.
Okay.